In the heart of Mexico's rugged highlands, far from the villages and roads, there lies a cavern carved into the side of a mountain. Its mouth gapes like the opening of some ancient beast, and for generations it has carried a name whispered with both fear and awe: the Cave of Echoes. The story begins with sound. Step inside the cave, speak a word, and the reply returns. But not as you expect. The voice that comes back is never quite the same. It bends, it deepens, it whispers. Sometimes it speaks in tones that are not your own. Sometimes it returns in words you never said. Centuries ago, the cave was a place of shelter. Indigenous groups fleeing conquest found safety in its depths. Fires were lit against the walls, smoke staining the ceilings black. Families huddled in the dark, children hushed as soldiers passed by outside. Yet even then, the people feared the echoes. Elders warned that voices heard too long would draw the spirits of the dead. Spanish chronicles from the 17th century tell of soldiers who pursued rebels into the cavern. The men lit torches and advanced, but only half returned. Survivors reported hearing orders shouted from the dark, commands spoken in the voice of their own captain, though he had never given them. They followed, only to be swallowed by the shadows. Their bodies were never found. By the 18th century, the cave was a prison. Outlaws and dissidents were chained inside, left in darkness as punishment. Villagers say some prisoners lost their minds within days. They claimed to hear entire crowds speaking to them from the stone. Some laughed with unseen companions, others screamed until their voices failed. When guards retrieved them, their eyes were wide and vacant, as if they had already crossed into another realm. Legends grew. Farmers passing at night heard music drifting from the entrance, flutes, drums, and voices chanting in forgotten tongues. Travelers who camped nearby woke to find themselves surrounded by whispers, though no one was there. In the 19th century, revolutionaries used the cave as a hidden base. They too spoke of strange occurrences. Rifles misfired in the chamber, boots echoed without feet, and orders were repeated in voices that belonged to the dead. When battles ended, some fighters never emerged. Their comrades believed they had been claimed by the mountain itself. Modern accounts are no less unsettling. Explorers describe sudden drops in temperature deep inside. Recordings pick up voices that were never spoken. A researcher once tested the echoes by shouting a single word: freedom. The reply came back with the same rhythm, but not in Spanish. Listeners swore it was Nahuatl, the ancient tongue of the region. Local guides warn visitors not to stay after dusk. One man tells of leading tourists who insisted on hearing the echoes at night. They laughed as their voices bounced back. Then, without warning, another voice joined them, low, rasping, speaking their names. The group fled, but one man never made it out. His flashlight was found on the ground, still burning. The man himself vanished without a trace. Skeptics argue that acoustics explain everything. The cave's chambers bend sound in unusual ways. Vibrations distort words, and the human mind fills in the gaps. Yet even scientists admit the phenomenon goes beyond simple physics. Some sounds recorded inside have no source at all, tones too low or too high for human voices, yet unmistakably alive. The people of the nearby village say the cave is a threshold. They call it a door between worlds, a place where the living can hear the dead and the dead can answer back. Rituals are still performed at the entrance, offerings of maize, tobacco, and candles to keep the voices calm. Those who forget to pay respect risk being called inside. Perhaps the most chilling account comes from a miner who wandered too far into the tunnels. He claimed he heard his late mother's voice calling his name. She asked him to follow. He obeyed, deeper and deeper, until the light from his lantern failed. Somehow, he stumbled back days later, eyes sunken, skin pale. He never spoke again, except for one phrase repeated until his death: "They are waiting." Today, the cave remains. Tourists enter in daylight, marveling at the echoes that twist their laughter. Few realize the depth of what they disturb, for when the sound returns, it does not only reflect. It remembers, it reshapes, it answers. And when night falls, the cave lives up to its name. Voices rise from the stone, carrying centuries of sorrow, rebellion, and loss. They echo not only through the chambers but through time itself. The Cave of Echoes stands as both refuge and tomb, a reminder that the past is never silent. In its darkness, sound becomes memory, memory becomes voice, and voice becomes presence. Those who enter may hear themselves, but what comes back may not belong to them at all.